Hey guys, going to do some film study today on footwork and some variations of it. So, pretty good place to start will be with this man here, the executioner, Bernard Hopkins. Okay, so just the main thing for this study, just focus on the lower half of the body really, mainly the feet, because like I said, this is a footwork study. So. Again, first thing, notice how Hopkins isn't flat on his feet. Yeah, he's got a slight bounce there, good little bit of bend in the knee, just so the weight is on the ball of his foot. This is going to make it a lot easier to move. Now look, little steps all the time, tiny little steps. So notice how he just gets in range very slightly, very subtly, but really that's what you want to do. You want to move your feet in gradually, so that the opponent doesn't realise how much distance you're actually covering. See, the only reason there Hopkins could throw that backhand as a lead was because he's taken them subtle little steps in first. To set it up to get within range, and even then just missed. And again there we just go back. Alright, just want to watch his footwork as he turns off to the angle, so he's just waiting there. He's letting Trinidad lead now. Okay, so he's just taking some very little steps backwards, and his weight is primarily on that back foot because he's moving back, getting ready to move off. So there, catches the jab, and takes that half little turn there. Again, just watch it there. A little bit back, hit, little step off, and a little turn. Still got that lead hand facing down the centre of his opponent, and he's still within range. All he's done is use little steps there. Nothing too complicated. Again there, watch the feet as he's moving, just little steps at a time. Always got a good balance. See, again, using little steps, but when the time calls for it, take a slightly bigger one, then off, reset. Back into the little steps, gradually creeping into range. So now he's using lateral movement as he's throwing out that jab as well. Little steps, all the time. Now, notice here, Hopkins obviously was going off to his left a fair bit, but he's not going the same way. The problem that a lot of novices have is that they'll always go one way, the favoured side. So if you're orthodox, it's your left, so moving off to your left, you're going to go that way because you favour it. Obviously vice versa for the southpaw, you're going to move right because you favour it, it's the lead side. So what Hopkins isn't doing is he's not just going one way, he's moving off to his left, and then he'll change the rhythm and move off to the right. Now by doing that as well, you're giving yourself that a little bit of time, because they can't cut you off quite as quick if you're constantly changing the direction you're moving. Yeah, little steps, just out of range. And again, what Hopkins just done there is just using the ropes as a little bit of a marker. So watch. Right, his back's on the ropes. Now see how quickly he realises that, and he's immediately trying to get out of the way, out of danger. That's it. Back in the centre of the ring. again, just to highlight, not focusing on the punches that are going at the moment, just watching them feet. Okay, notice here as well, Hopkins just changing up the rhythm and the speed of his feet now. So he's gone from these little subtle steps, now the action's hotting up a little bit, just speeding up at times. So there, speed the feet up, now here, that's it. But now he's in close, he's not going too crazy with them, it's little steps again. Little steps, little steps. Another point to notice as well, about there, can you see where Bernard's lead leg is? As an orthodox fighter against an orthodox fighter, he's keeping that lead leg inside Trinidad's lead leg, because then the lead side is down the centre of Trinidad's body. Okay, so that's his target, so he's trying to establish a jab right through that gap there. Okay, so just remember that, because later on I'm going to show you a couple of different examples where fighters have their lead foot positioned slightly differently, to gain an edge in a different way. Nice. See what shows used his feet there? Getting pushed back here by Trinidad. Right, so there, getting pushed back. Little steps. Now from there, he's throwing that right hand. Notice Trinidad's in a bad position. Now he turns, lovely little turn that. So he's gone back one or two steps, and then he's being sure to turn straight off, because otherwise he's just going straight back here, all the way into the ropes. So just be walked down and pushed back. So a little step, turn off. Now look where he is, getting back in the centre of the ring, showing dominance. So that there is the first round of the Hopkins fight against Trinidad, and basically just using that as an example of these little footsteps that can be effective. Right, so I've got a little clip here which I want to show, and it's Andre Ward against Edwin Rodriguez, and in the last part with Hopkins, you should remember that I said about how he held his lead leg inside Trinidad's lead leg. They're both orthodox fighters, so very central. Now watch Andre Ward's lead leg, and look where it's positioned, lead foot. Okay, so let's stop. They're in line. Okay, so when Hopkins was boxing Trinidad, his foot was lined up to the centre. Okay. Now, just watch how Ward's lead foot is in line with Rodriguez's lead foot. Now let's start the outside. Okay. Now there is a reason for this, I think. Now again here, look, toe just outside the little toe of Rodriguez. So again, his lead foot is just outside. Now can you see the way Ward's slightly off centre as well? So the reason for this is that Ward is trying to slip outside Rodriguez's jab, yeah, and shoot his own jab up through the middle here. So by keeping his lead foot in line or slightly outside Rodriguez's, it allows him to do that. Should be an example. Yeah, there you go. Straight away. Okay, so we'll just slow that down. Watching the feet. Watching the feet. So there, this foot goes central, and then he resets, and now he's going to adjust it again. So there, just outside. Okay, now watch the lead hand. There you go. He shot it. and he's shot that jab again. So he's always moving off to his right, Ward, and again there, until he just stepped there, the lead leg was just outside. So again, that lead foot, and what he does with it, he keeps it outside, and at the last minute he might step in through the middle just to get that extra little bit of power into the shot and stop himself from falling over that lead. And then off to the right. Now also, by moving off to his right and keeping his lead foot outside Rodriguez's, what it's actually doing as well is kind of keeping him away from Rodriguez's backhand. So again, look where Ward's foot goes immediately. Again, let's slow this down. Immediately, it's just outside or in line with. Okay. Now from there, as he stabs the jab, it goes slightly in. Now he's going to take it back out, and he's back out in line. That's it. Again, trying to get out to his right. This is quite clever actually, because if you think about it, what's happening is Ward's moving to his right, yeah, keeping his lead foot just in line with, just outside Rodriguez's, yeah. Now that's taking him away from Rodriguez's backhand, which is obviously the danger side. But then when Ward wants to get off his lead hand, or his solid power jab, okay, he's stepping just inside slightly, and then once he's landed, off he goes back to his right. So he's doing the damage of his lead hand, yeah. And then once he's done the damage, moves off to his right, out of danger. Then just in line move, creeping in, shoots, now he's going to try and go off right again. Bear in mind as well, Rodriguez made this a very scrappy fight at the start, as he was grabbing and trying to roughhouse up old Ward. Off to the right. So again, Ward's looking to get on the right. There he's in line with. Off he goes. Shoots it down. Next step in. So that there is just a quick example of how Ward positions his foot in this fight. Okay, compared with how I've positioned his lead leg.